and happy fall. I'm so excited. Today's the first day of fall and really praying that we get a reprieve from the hot summer we've had down here in the south. It's been so dry and so hot this summer that I'm sure everyone is ready to do everything they can to welcome in this new season and hopefully cool things off. And what better way to do that than to fill your home with that wonderful smell of all the good stuff baking for fall. When I think of fall baking, I think of cinnamon and apple, pumpkin, any of those favorites with y'all too. I can't help but put those associated with fall baking. It's just such a good comforting scent. So I thought, what better way to welcome in fall than to surprise my kids when they get home from school today with some homemade donuts. But these aren't just any donuts, they're gonna be special donuts. And that's gonna be because of our new Better Batter boxes that we are gonna start doing for the seasons. And I have our autumn Better Batter box here. Say that 5 times fast, good luck. And we are going to open it up. I'm gonna show you what's inside, and then we're gonna use one of the recipes that comes in this box to make caramel apple donuts to surprise my kids this afternoon. So each box is centered around a theme, and this one is obviously autumn, so it's gonna have that delicious scent of cinnamon and stuff that you can get, and you're gonna get a full-size Cinnamon Plus seasoning. I already have one of these, so I'm gonna leave this one closed and sealed for a giveaway for later on. It has a pack of our donut mix, which we will be using because I am out of this. I need to restock. It also comes with a little envelope, and inside the envelope are 3 recipes. And it has these 3 recipes that are caramel apple donuts, homemade mini bagels with a pesto cream cheese, and carrot cake donuts. Oh my goodness. And then each one has its own really pretty recipe card, and then also has some tips and stuff on there for you to go further. And then at the bottom of the box, you have the donut pan, which I already have. So I'm also gonna be using that later. So we're gonna just tuck that stuff back in here and just keep out our donut mix and then the caramel apple donuts that we're gonna make. So let me move this to the side. All right, let's get started. I hope that y'all are doing something to celebrate fall starting today, whether that's sitting outside and watching leaves fall or making something in your kitchen, having a pumpkin spice latte. Do something, light a fall candle. Here where I live, it's definitely not time for the flannels and boots yet, but I have my fall candles going. I am baking. I'm doing everything I can to celebrate this long-awaited day this year. So I've got my oven preheating to 425, and we're going to start by combining some sugar and our Cinnamon Plus in this bowl, and that's gonna be used to coat our donuts so they're nice and yummy. Cinnamon and sugar, yes. I'm using our 1/2 cup. It calls for a cup of sugar, but this is just easier to get in here and measure that out. I love these measuring cups. This is one of 6. It's a 6 set, so it has lots of different options for you as you are cooking. And they all nest inside each other, so it doesn't take up a lot of room, which is really nice too. So we have a cup of sugar and then 2 tablespoons of Cinnamon Plus. Quick little tidbit, did you know on the lids of our Pampered Chef seasonings, this measures out to 1 tablespoon. So if I need 2 tablespoons, I can just measure it out in here, and I don't have to, not measure, but dirty up my tablespoon, which is not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of cool to be able to do that. And we're done. All right, I forgot to get something to stir with. That might be helpful. All right, so we're just gonna stir this in very easily so I don't spray cinnamon all over my counter. And then we're going to take 1 apple, and the recipe says that a Honeycrisp or a Fiji apple works best. My kids love Honeycrisp, so that was kind of a dead giveaway of which one I needed to get at the store. It felt kind of weird buying just 1 apple. We do have some over there, but they are not Honeycrisp, and I wanted to get the right flavors for the first time making these donuts. All right, this smells so good. This is our Cinnamon Plus seasoning, So it has the smell, it reminds me of a pumpkin spice seasoning. It has the smells of fall. It's got nutmeg and clove with the cinnamon, and it's just such a good warm smell. All right, lick that little bit off. So cinnamon plus. Next, we're gonna take our apple and we're gonna go ahead and core it just to get the core out, and it's easier to peel it. I absolutely love our core. If you haven't seen, it's an old video. We probably need to redo it. But my son, this is one of his favorite things because he loves apples. He, when he was younger, did his own video. He wanted to make one for me using the apple core. But you just push it in the middle, and I twist it to get it in. I think it does better. It may not. I don't know. But you can see it cuts straight through and takes everything out, and it holds it in here so you don't have a big mess. And then I'm gonna walk over to the trash can, but when you do, you just push this little lever and it opens up, so it helps that core just pop right out. So give me just a second, let me throw that away. All right. Next, we're gonna peel our apple, and I'm using one of our 3 peelers that comes in a set. This one is just easiest, I think, to whip out and get our apple peeled. It has 2 others that come with it. One is a serrated and one is a julienne. So if you prefer to do like little carrots or something when you're cooking, or just throw in a salad or sneak them into your kids, I can say that freely because they're not here right now. A julienne peel works well for that. All right, so we're cored our apple, we're peeling our apple, and then we're going to cut it up into little pieces, and we're going to microwave it. Oh, that has a bad spot. Just peel that off. We're gonna microwave it in some cinnamon. So my house is gonna start smelling amazing in a matter of minutes. Get the top. I'm just going to use a knife. You can see it got all of our seeds out, making that very easy to just come in and cut our apple. Apparently, I am not someone who can walk and talk at the same time. As I cut, I noticed I stopped talking. All right, you need to put these in a microwave safe bowl, and I have our small batter bowl, which is gonna be what I'm putting ours into because it is microwave safe. I like that it has a handle and it's dishwasher safe, so when I'm done, my cleanup is very easy. And then we can not worry about having to do more later. Big fan of an apple, but my favorite donut is an apple fritter, which I know makes no sense. So I'm a little bit hesitant on how these donuts are gonna taste, but they look amazing, and the idea of them smelling like they're gonna smell makes me excited. All right, so there's our apple, nice and diced, and it is in our microwave safe bowl. And we are going to add oh, no, not this. We're gonna add some from our cinnamon sugar mix. This alone smells good. You know what? I needed a tablespoon, so that didn't really work to not worry about getting that dirty. All right. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of our cinnamon sugar mixture into our apples. I'm gonna do a heavy because why not? This smells so good. Okay, and then we're going to just kind of stir that together. Oh my goodness, and you can already see that cinnamon and sugar just sticking to these apples. That's gonna smell so good. Make sure those are nice and cut up. Some of those are a little big. All right, and we're gonna pop these in the microwave for 3 minutes and 30 seconds or until the apples are soft. And we'll start with 3 minutes and see how they do. All right, in the meantime, we're gonna get our donut pan ready, and this is the one that I already had, so I didn't have to get a new one. I'm gonna use just a little bit of avocado oil. That's just our family's choice of what we use for our oils. I'm gonna use my basting brush, and I'm just gonna quickly go around each well of the donut pan, because we do not want these to stick. I'm not putting a whole lot, just a very quick layer, and hopefully that will help with making them pop out easier. Now this recipe is going to make 2 pans worth, so you'll get 24 donuts. I don't think I'm going to do that simply because the cinnamon sugar on a donut idea is very appealing to me, so we're gonna put the rest of ours in a donut hole. And my youngest is a big donut hole fan, so we'll have some cinnamon sugar donut holes to go along with our caramel apple donuts. And these are, hopefully, they will last until the kids get home and they can be welcoming fall with me. All right, I'm gonna put that to the side and get a mixing bowl. And in our mixing bowl, we're gonna combine some milk and oil. And I went ahead and measured that out before I started. So it's just 1.5 cups of milk. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of oil. We're gonna stir that together, kind of stir it itself as well as it can. All right. And then we're gonna add in our donut mix, the apples that are in the microwave. We have a minute left. All right, so now is a good time for me to pause, and I want to invite you all to tell me if you like fall baking. And if you do, what is your favorite thing to bake in the fall season? And everyone who answers is gonna get put into a drawing for your own packet of Cinnamon Plus. This is the same cinnamon that we're using to make our donuts today. And this is one of our packets that comes in the taste buds. So this is a good little example of that size. It's resealable, so you can use it over and over. And yeah, I'm gonna give one away. This is not a full thing of it. This is a good sample. I don't know if y'all can see how much is in there or not. But, so tell me if you like to bake in the fall, what your favorite thing to bake in the fall is, and you're gonna get entered to win your own packet of the Cinnamon Plus. All right, I can smell those apples. Let's get those out. Oh, good timing. Oh, and they're bubbling. Let's see if they're soft. Maybe 30 more seconds. Get my spatula. The milk and oil mix looks like a piece of stained glass the way it's separating. All right, just waiting on our apples. We have a couple seconds. Here we go. All right. Oh my goodness, this smells so good. Let me come over here and show y'all. So here's our apple cinnamon mixture. You can see that steam coming off. They have to cool before I mix it in with the milk. I might put them in a bowl of ice to cool it down. That's pretty warm. All right. Sorry, we're gonna be loud for a second while I get some ice. All right, I'll put my bowl in here. Don't tell my daughter. Use her kids' baking soda. set mixing bowl. She thinks these are all hers automatically just because of the colors. That's okay. She loves to be in the kitchen with me, so I will happily oblige to her having her own baking. All right, those of you that are just hopping on, if you will please tell me in the comments, do you like to bake in the fall? Yes or no? And if you do, what is your favorite thing to bake? Pumpkin bread? Do you save banana bread just for the fall? Do you have your grandmother's recipe for pumpkin muffins? Or what is it that you like to bake? Everyone who answers is going to be entered into a drawing for your own sample packet of the Cinnamon Plus. Again, this is the seasoning we are using today to make our caramel apple donuts. It smells good. The dog just woke up. I'm trying to cool off our apple mixture. It is still steaming. Get a little bit more ice. It's starting to melt. All right. So heads up, if you make these, your apples need to be cooled before you mix them into the oil and milk mixture. You might want to do these before you get started. Obviously, this is my first time to make these, and I am learning as I go. So y'all bear with me as we wait for the apples to cool off. Hey guys, thank y'all for joining us, or me. I'm usually in here with one of my kids, but they're all at school. So it's just me and the dog. All right, we're still steaming. It smells good. That counts for something, right? Okay, if you're just joining us, welcome and happy fall. In order to bring in fall, I wanted to do something that had the smell of fall. So we're making caramel apple donuts. This is a recipe in our new Better Batter box that launched on September 1st. We have an autumn themed box that's going out right now, and then that will change over to a winter theme after they get done with this one. I did try to link it to my video, so hopefully that's showing up somewhere for you if you want to check it out. Inside the box, we got a full-size donut pan, a donut mix, a full size of Cinnamon Plus, and 3 recipes that are just for the donut pan. And we're using one of them, the caramel apple donuts. Y'all can see that with the glare. And that is what we're making. We have our pan greased and ready to go. We've got our mix starting. We're just waiting on our apples to cool a little bit. They have stopped steaming, so we're headed in the right direction. We chopped up 1 apple, and as I said, the recipe does recommend using a a Fiji or Honeycrisp, so Fuji, not Fiji, Fuji. We used a Honeycrisp, and then you mix that in with that delicious smelling Cinnamon Plus, and it is smelling really good already. All right, I think we're pretty good. My bowl is nice and cold. All right, back to our recipe. We combined our apple pieces with the cinnamon sugar. We have our milk and oil, and next we're gonna add in the cooled apple mixture and our donut mix. If you have not tried our donut mix, I cannot recommend it enough. It's very good by itself, but it's also so easily customizable to anything. Obviously, we're using it to make caramel apple donuts, but it's very simple to make. You just need a couple ingredients, and I'll tell you, milk, melted butter, and your package. We don't need all of that today, but if you're just using this, that's what you need. So it's all stuff that we keep on hand, making it very easy. This is one of our mini pantry mixes that we have. Brownies, cookies, the caramel, what is it, dulce de leche. Oh my goodness, it's really good. That one I have trouble making though because it disappears before I even get to eat it. But we're using our donut mix today. So we're gonna give those a second, and we're gonna go ahead and add in our mix of the donut mix, our bag of the donut mix to our oil and milk. Make sure we get all that goodness in there. And then we're going to add in our cinnamon apples with an ice cube. Move my bowl over. And then we're going to stir this up. Yum. All right. So far, pretty easy, y'all. I would say the hardest part has been just cooling our apples, which is not bad. All right, so we have, I see the apples in there. They're getting mixed in well. Scrape those edges down. Okay. It's kind of a runny mix I'm seeing, so don't be alarmed if yours looks like that. Looks like mine was going to be that way. Hopefully that's what it's supposed to look like, and my apples were cooled enough. We will see. All right, I think I have it all mixed in. It's getting a little thicker, so it might have just been me prematurely guessing that. Now the recipe calls to use a decorating bag to fill the wells on the donut pan. I will tell you that it's probably easier, but I am the most ungraceful person in trying to fill a decorating bag. And in lieu of embarrassing myself and making a huge mess on my counter, I am not doing it. I need someone to teach me the best way to do that because I don't know it. So I'm just gonna use our little scoop, and it's probably gonna take me a little bit longer, and I'm okay with that. We move our donut pan. You'll notice I have oiled the wells. I just used our little basting brush and went around with some avocado oil and oiled each well so it will help with it not stick. Plus it's gonna give it that really good golden color on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. All right, so we're going to fill the wells nearly 2/3 full. It does say on here, if you overfill the wells, this is a reminder, if you want that hole from your donut to show up, don't overfill. Because as that cooks, it's gonna rise like anything does, but that's gonna cook up and it's gonna connect. So then it's gonna just look like when you turn it over, you have a little cake with a divot. So we wanna make sure that we are not overfilling. And I'm just gonna kind of go around in circles and do about, I would say 2 scoops. We will have a lot of dough or batter left over because this is gonna make 2 pans worth, but I am only going to do 1 pan because the other ones we're going to make some donut holes. I thought that sounded good. And my youngest loves donut holes. I don't know about y'all, but if it's a donut, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. Chunks of apple. Y'all, this smells so good. Yeah, I'm making a big mess. That's just, welcome to my kitchen. All right, if you are just joining us, welcome and happy fall. I am so excited and prayerful that this temperature or these temperatures will change after the hot and dry summer we've had down here in the South. And I wanted to celebrate fall, so I figured what better way than to bake. So here we are. If you like to bake in the fall, say yes in the comments and tell me your favorite thing to bake, and that will get you entered in to win a sample packet of our Cinnamon Plus seasoning. That seasoning is what we're using right now, and it is not available year-round with Pampered Chef because it is a holiday blend, and it smells amazing. It's got nutmeg and clove and some other spices in with it. It reminds me most of like a pumpkin spice, but not as pumpkin-y, if that's a word. And if not, we'll call it a word for today. All right, almost done. I don't think I did 2 on that one. Guess we'll find out. All right, one of the things you want to make sure you do with your donut pan is to bang it. And that's going to make all those air pockets get out so your donuts will settle down. When you're baking with your donut pan and you get done, you flip them over so the bottom becomes the top. And if you're not making sure that batter's getting down into the bottom of the wells evenly, it's gonna make the bottom all lumpy. So we don't want that, since that's gonna be the top of our donuts. All right, we're gonna put these in the oven. Let me double check for 7 to 9 minutes and get that timer started. All right, since my oven was already preheated, I'm gonna start at 7 minutes and then we'll go from there. I don't know what I don't know yet. Let's move this to the side. Okay, while those are baking, we're going to work on our topping. So the topping of the caramel apple donuts has peanuts that are chopped up, and then you drizzle a thick caramel so the peanuts stick to it. So I have my caramel. I just bought some Ghirardelli caramel just to try this recipe out before we attempted to make our own and then do these again in the future. And then we have our peanuts. So our recipe calls for 1.5 cups of them chopped, but like I said, we're not making all of the donuts as donuts, only a few. So I'm probably only gonna use about 3/4 of a cup, just to make sure I'm not left with a bunch of chopped up peanuts, which I guess would be okay because we could just make it into our peanut butter. But in lieu of being unnecessarily messy, let's see. I do not know if this is going to work. We're gonna try together. All right, so the mix and chop can chop peanuts. Just learn something new every day. Makes me think of a sneaker on a clean gym floor. All right, while I am chopping peanuts, y'all tell me in the comments if you like to bake in the fall and what your favorite thing to bake is. And that will get you entered to win a sample packet of the Cinnamon Plus seasoning, which is the seasoning we are using today to make our caramel apple donuts. All right, I don't like to bake, but I like to eat. Well, Dee Dee, that's a good thing. I can understand. Baking is not for everyone. My husband, well, most men don't like to bake, but my husband's not a big baking fan. I would prefer to bake over cooking. I just think it's very, I don't know, stress reducing. Hey Colby. Yes, pumpkin is good. Colby made some really good pumpkin cookies for a girls' night out we had last week at our church. And I need to get that recipe, please, because they were really good. All right. They're pretty chopped up. I'm kind of impressed that the mix and chop did this, y'all. All right, if you're joining us, welcome and happy fall. I'm so happy the season is here finally. We are making caramel apple donuts, and I am attempting to chop some peanuts for the topping. If you're joining us just now, make sure you tell me in the comments if you like to bake in the fall and what your favorite thing to bake is. If you do, you'll get entered to win a sample packet of our Cinnamon Plus, which is the seasoning that we're using on our donuts today. It's Cinnamon Plus because it has cinnamon, but it's more like a pumpkin spice because it also has clove and nutmeg, all those delicious scents and smells that you get in the fall. And, all right, I'm gonna come show y'all this because I'm kind of impressed in the mix and chop. Minus a few, but y'all look how that chopped it up. Can you see? Right? Pretty good. Oh, excuse me, Yuki. All right, chop a little bit more. How would y'all have chopped some peanuts? I'm not sure this was the easiest way. We don't have long on the donuts. They don't take long, that's good. it's my first time to make them, I do not want them to burn. We've got 2 minutes left. All right, they are still pretty doughy looking on the top. Okay. I guess I'll keep chopping peanuts. When they come out, we're going to immediately toss them while they're still warm in our cinnamon sugar mixture. So that's why we have so much of that left. And then we'll put them on a cooling rack for them to cool off. And then we will drizzle them with caramel and add peanuts on top. And then I'm going to eat one. And I will be sure to let you know what I think. But I'm excited for the kids to see them this afternoon. And hope they will like them with the apples. I'm sure the flavor will be good. They look really good. I'll show you where we're headed. Don't those look yummy? When I got this box and saw this, that was the first thing we had to make. The box is the Better Batter box. That is something new that Pampered Chef came out with on September 1st. And inside of the one that they have currently on sale, it's the autumn one. So you have a full-sized donut pan, a donut mix, which is the bag that we used, and then a full-size Cinnamon Plus seasoning. So all of that comes with 3 recipes that are for the donut pan. One of them was the caramel apple donuts. There's a carrot cake donut, and then a bagel recipe that has a pesto cream cheese that will probably be next on my list. I'm kind of a sucker for pesto, and I will happily try that. But that all comes in the box. Plus, what I really like about it is the box is all wrapped up as one. It's not just pieces kind of thrown in. It has its own box, so it's a really good thing to give as a gift, like for teachers or your neighbor, or the one that's coming out for the next season, I've heard is going to be with the brownies. I'm really hoping it's going to be like a peppermint brownie. That sounds like it would be really good. And that would be a fun gift to give Christmas time. All right, there's the timer. I think they might be ready, y'all. Watch out, Duke. Duke smells everything and he is under my feet. Let me scoot this stuff so we have room to bring the donuts so y'all can see them. Alright, don't forget to tell me, do you like to bake in the fall? And if you do, what is your favorite thing to bake? Y'all tell me in the comments and that will get you entered to win a sample pack of the Cinnamon Plus, which is the seasoning that we're using to make our donuts. And then we'll get these out of the oven. All right. Looks like I dribbled a little on our tops, but I'll show you. When you're using the donut pan, these still look very doughy, but they are done. You just kind of want to touch the top to make sure it's springing back. And then when they come out, it's going to be the other side that's the top now, so your bottom is going to have that brown color. Which, let me get the texture and releaser. This little tool is so helpful. I'm just going to take our first one and let's see how we did. That is sticking to the thing. Well, I guess this is the one I will be eating. And that's hot. All right. Hot mess over here, y'all. So we're gonna toss it in our cinnamon sugar mixture while they're hot because that's gonna help it really stick to it. I really wanna eat this right now. right there. Let's all cross our fingers and toes that it was just that one that stuck. Kind of nervous. All right, this one's much better. I'll show you. Here's what it looks like on the bottom. So you can see that the bottom is a lot browner because it's cooking, and that's what I was hopefully explaining well when trying to explain that. All right, so we're going to toss these donuts in the cinnamon sugar mixture that we made at the beginning. We're using 1 cup of just sugar, granulated sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of the cinnamon plus. And that had an apple right in the middle, which is why that one fell apart. They smell so good. I'm wondering how long we have to wait to put the caramel on it, because I really want to eat one of them while they're warm. Let's see. Repeat steps until it's used. Immediately toss. We did that. It doesn't say you have to wait. I'm thinking we're going to just go ahead and make one now. Colby, you and Carly should have come over. We could have made these together. We should do that one day. So when I was very messily putting the batter in and it was going across the top, the little part that makes the hole on the donut, that definitely made everything stick. Rookie mistake, but I should not have done that. All right, they're getting a little better. Oh, y'all, toss them when they come out. Just leave it in the mixture. These are hot, but they smell really good. Can y'all see the, yes, okay. See how yummy they look coming out of that cinnamon and sugar. I'm not really sure the best way to do this other than just making this. We'll just pretend like there has the same rule as eating a hamburger. You know, the messier your hamburger is, the better it's supposed to taste. So maybe the messier it is while you cook, the better it's supposed to taste. We can get on board with that. Whoops. All right. This definitely could be a job for Kennedy. She would love to do this. Remember that when we make these again. I think when we do the donut holes, I'm just going to toss all of these in a bowl or in a bag even and shake them. I think that would be easier, and I don't have to worry about them falling apart as much. Well, I guess that means I have to eat 2 because that one fell apart too. All right, we're down to 3. And 2. If y'all are just now joining us, happy fall. We are making caramel apple donuts, a recipe that is exclusive to the new Better Batter box. And they just came out of the oven. I'm very messily coating them in cinnamon sugar. We're using the Cinnamon Plus seasoning, and I want to give one away. I have a sample size of the Cinnamon Plus. It's in a resealable bag, so you can use it for different recipes, not just at once. All you have to do to get entered is tell me in the comments, do you like to bake in the fall? And if you do, what is your favorite thing to bake? I'm not sure what my favorite is, but I will tell you, I eat a lot of pumpkin bread in the fall and winter. I absolutely love pumpkin bread. And my mom just recently made some copycat pumpkin bread from the copycat Starbucks recipe, and it was really good. It even had the pumpkin seeds on top like Starbucks does. It was yummy. Let me rinse my hands. All right. So next we are going to add caramel on top. And I just bought this already made caramel. I probably should have made my own, but I didn't. I'm gonna peel this. Or not. Never fails. You do this when Jason's not home. He's my muscles. There we go. Alright, I got this one because it has a squeeze top, which I thought would be easy. Let me move these, or this pan. We're gonna scoot up here and get all close and personal. Okay, so we're going to drizzle caramel on top. So the apples are baked in, they're coated in cinnamon sugar. Now we're gonna drizzle on some caramel. Oh my goodness. I love these cooling racks because you can just, like I'm doing, go to town with your decorating and it all falls through, so your cleanup is easy. Yum. All right, and then after you have caramel, you're gonna come back with your chopped up peanuts, and we're just gonna sprinkle these on top. You wanna make sure your caramel is very wet caramel so it sticks, or the peanuts stick. If your caramel is not a sticky caramel, I don't think this will work as well. And just sprinkle, and I'm making a huge mess, but that's okay, because it's all gonna fall right there. All right, don't caramel them all before you do the peanuts, because the caramel is seeping in. We're just learning Hot Mess Express over here. All right, we're gonna pause. I'll show you my first one. So here's our caramel apple donuts. Nice caramel on top, apple is baked in, and then it's topped with chopped up peanuts. And we're gonna give these a try, and I'll let you know how they are. Y'all, that's really good. You can taste the apple, but it's not overpowering. And the peanuts on top are a very shocking saltiness that mix in. Those are really good. And see how fluffy? There's some apple. Caramel apple donuts. Y'all, I definitely recommend you trying them. They're very good. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining. Make sure you tell me in the comments if you like to bake in the fall and what your favorite thing is, so you can get entered to win a Cinnamon Plus sample packet from me. And I'm gonna hopefully not eat all of these before my kids get home and go make some donut holes. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thursday and happy fall. See you later.